welcome back to my channel. I'm Tiffany, and today I'm going to go over, I have finally finalized my yearly goals for 2021 in my power sheets. This was definitely very hard and very eye-opening for me. I've never been I've had goals, but they were really dreams. And this is the first year that I'm actually putting pen to paper and actually writing out my goals. So with the help of the power sheets, I was really able to dig in. I think I had maybe 3 or 4 versions of my goals that I wanted to accomplish and write down for the year. And so I finally came up with them. And once I did, I wrote them in the book. This year, I only have 5. You do have a section, you do have an amount, you can do 8 total, but you can always do as many as you want. Also with my power sheets, I'm using it as a way to track my business goals and create my business goals for my business. So this will allow me to focus solely on my business and to make to take these goals and make them into reality. So for my first one, well, first let me start with this. I have a big overall goal. And my first big overall goal is to create a profitable and sustainable business. That is the actual main primary goal. And what I did was, with the goals underneath, I then broke them down into goals to what and how to make that happen in 2021. So the first one that I have is to launch my signature service program. I'm in the stages of actually working on that. Actually, I created it earlier in 2021, over the spring of 2021, but I literally put everything to the side. And as I went back through my paperwork, I figured, Tiffany, you already have it. So for 2021, I am launching that. I've actually even written down to the point to where I actually have the dates for the entire year that I will launch my program. Now, will things change? Possibly, but the fact that I have that part written down at all is great in itself. So that's my number 1 goal. Number 2 is to become consistent with my content on social media. So that will be YouTube videos, podcasts, live streams, and posting on Instagram. This is the biggest piece of my goals. This is a huge piece as to get out to my target audience and my potential clients and the tribe that I'm looking to attract. So that will definitely be a total year-long process for me, something that I've never really became serious about until now, and how I've learned how it is extremely beneficial and a very important part of my business. So number 3 will be to launch my Facebook group. I still haven't finalized when I will launch that. I'll be doing that over the next few days, to have a place to where I can have my audience come, so where it's sort of like having an extra touch point for them, as well as sort of similar to, say, what my email list would be. So having an extra touch point for them so that I can talk to them more at a more intimate level, to where I can answer questions, come in and do personalized trainings for the group as well. So that was that one. The next I have is legalize my business. Now that's a whole other thing and will probably take the entire year as well. But one of the things that we want to do when we have our own businesses is make sure that we are protected, whether it's our profits, whether it's our intellectual property. So that meaning for me would be working with attorneys to get my business structure finalized, hopefully through some point throughout the year. And that will be a goal and a target for me as well. It'll more be a mini goal, to where I can start and reach out to an attorney to have my business programs trademarked, because our intellectual property is priceless and we need to protect them. So that is something that is on my list as well. Now, the last thing that I have on my list is more of a passion project that I've had for a very long time. And since finding the planner community, I figure I can do this. I have seen amazing journals being created, planners being created, so why can't I add something as well, right? So I want to create a reading journal. I've been looking at reading journals and I haven't found anything that I actually like. Now, that doesn't mean it will launch in 2021, but at least I will be able to start the planning and the preparation for it so that I can launch it correctly in the right way, even if it's in 2022. But I know that it will take a while just for me to get together and figure out what it is I'm looking for, sketching everything out. So that's not at the top of the goal, but I know that it is part of my longer long-term goals, and just knowing that I cannot create this unless the first part comes into play. So the one thing about my goals for this year is that I plan on actually having the same goals every quarter, but the tending list and mini goals may change, and that's okay. Learning how to be, the biggest thing is being consistent, and being consistent is having and creating the systems that I need in place that will allow my business to become sustainable for today, tomorrow, and years to come. So having the same goals right now for the entire year will be entirely helpful for me. I'm going to go through, I've been thinking a lot, and I'm looking forward to this particular journey. One of the biggest things outside of commitment that this has shown me while creating my goals for 2021 is that I have to learn to trust myself. I have to learn to trust myself that the decisions that I am making are the right decisions. And if they're the wrong decisions, to learn from that decision and move forward. Putting myself out there and trusting that my program will change. It is not set in stone, and that is the only way for me to not only help my clients, but to help myself to make the necessary changes, pivots, new content, all of that. So being able to trust myself through this entire process, because as a business owner, you have to make all of the decisions. As someone that's a full-time employee as well, I have other people making the decisions for me. So it can be very difficult to come into something new and fully trust yourself with your idea, putting yourself out there, and trusting yourself that yes, you will fail, but the failure will help propel you to the next level in your business. So with all of that, I hope this has been very helpful. Every month, as always, I will be doing a monthly wrap-up of my goals, what went well, what didn't go well, how I did, any changes that I will make. It's sort of like the behind the scenes. I never had anything like this since I've been going through this whole entire process of creating a business. So I want to have this as a tool, and YouTube is extremely helpful with me with helping my business. So I want to be part of that and help you all as well. So with that, have a great new year, and I will see you guys next month and next year. Bye, guys.